An honor to have you on our program as an areka. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here and be connected and be having a chance to speak a little bit with folks in the Maldives about mindfulness and why it's so important and so helpful.
The mindfulness coach and the psychologist.
Hmm.
What would you say to our community, the local community, to take this something as, this can really be useful, for the authorities, to take it as something that actually can benefit?
Absolutely. I mean, I think like there's just so much good research. I think, taking some time to try learning a few practices yourself, through someone like you who's out there already, teaching and sharing this, come to a workshop, come to a, one day, 1 hour even workshop, invite people into your schools to do some workshops, because what you'll see is that the students are performing better academically, they're behaving better in school, they're managing their impulses and distractions and mental health, their focus is better. So bring someone like you into schools, bring this into hospital settings and clinics, especially people with really high stress jobs. Again, athletes are actually, I think I mentioned so many athletes using mindfulness, people with other really, stressful jobs and careers. This will help them not get too relaxed, but actually help them to perform better at whatever their job might be. In relationships, right? In families, people who practice mindfulness, like one person, you mentioned divorce rates. So if one person in the family is practicing mindfulness, actually they're getting along better with everybody else in the family, and people are compromising more, couples are happier, communication is better. So in all these different facets of life, I think mindfulness can be incredibly powerful, incredibly helpful, incredibly important. So finding some ways through, I work with different places around the world and different governments, but often the Ministry of Health is interested in this. A friend of mine is doing a lot of work in Chile around that. Ministry of Education and Child Development in different places, and Emirates and other places I've gone to with a real interest in this. So many different school systems here in the U.S., in Hong Kong and Singapore, other parts of the world. So it's just really exciting to see the potential for how this can be really helpful to change society. And it doesn't have to, I think if you want to practice for 40 minutes a day or go on a retreat, that's amazing. Not everyone has the time to do that, but just learning how to regulate your breath, or take 1 minute to notice sounds, or become aware of sensations, and not believe all of our own thoughts, can start to make a tremendous difference. So it doesn't have to be a very big financial or even time investment to actually start to get some benefits. Of course, like physical exercise, the more you do, the more you get, but even small amounts are really, really helpful.
Mindfulness is really the practice of being aware of what's going on in the moment. Some people add, without judging it, so just really observing. And then the practice of meditation is a more, kind of structured, disciplined practice, often with some kind of an anchor where you're resting attention, the breath, a word, something like that.
In some specific conditions, the evidence is a little bit stronger on the effects of mindfulness meditation, and those are depression, anxiety, and chronic pain. The idea behind mindfulness-based cognitive therapy is that by training people in mindfulness meditation, we increase their capacity for interoception and for being able to listen to their body, so to speak, and to drop in the body. And that will actually help them disengage from this cognitive rumination with negative thoughts about the self. We're testing this hypothesis in the brain by looking at the brain networks that are involved and having people do specific tasks in the scanner to test if they engage in these tasks differently after having received the mindfulness training. The purpose of this research is to find out the mechanisms of mindfulness training in the brain, and from that information, hopefully make some changes to the intervention that take those mechanisms into account. For example, doing more of certain types of practices if we think these are the ones that are key, and perhaps doing less of other aspects of the mindfulness training if science finds that these elements don't actually have so much of an impact.
I think you kind of have this daily practice so that as you go about your day, you're able to be mindful.
Assalamu alaikum. I have two very good news to share with you. First, at Mindful Liberty, we are incredibly excited to announce our collaboration with Dr. Christopher Willard. Dr. Chris is a globally respected mindfulness expert and someone who has spent over 2 decades teaching mindfulness to people across the globe. And now, with his powerful psychological and scientific research, we are working together to bring the goodness of mindfulness to our communities, to help our people flourish both personally and professionally. Here's the second good news. I'm happy to share with you all that I'm now a certified life coach and a mindfulness trainer. If you're curious about mindfulness and how it can improve the quality of your life, reduce stress, anxiety, or depression, help with anger issues, focus, or sleep problems, or support you in overcoming habits like smoking, chewing areka nuts, or doomscrolling, mindfulness can be a powerful key to healing, and more importantly, it can be a precaution before things become too overwhelming. Inshallah, within my capability, I will do my best to guide and support you. If you'd like to book me for an event or one-on-one session, simply give me a call or text me on my mobile. Send a DM on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook at Mindful Liberty, or simply drop us a mail at any time. Inshallah, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I truly look forward to connect with you and being part of your journey toward a healthier, more mindful life. Thank you.